We are rapidly approaching the end, it seems, of Elon Musk's political involvement in the United States. He did a couple of really interesting interviews yesterday. And one of the things that Elon Musk now says is, I think I've spent enough money on political campaigns. I don't know that I'm going to be doing quite as much spending. And the why is what's most interesting. As you know, Elon dumped about $250 million into Trump's presidential campaign, about $25 million into the Wisconsin Supreme Court race that he lost. He has alienated nearly half the country who now see his brands, particularly Tesla, as toxic. They don't want anything to do with them. And here is Elon Musk explaining why he thinks his political contributions are going to be winding down.
I think in terms of political spending, I'm going to do a lot less in the future.
And why is that?
I think I've done enough.
Is it because of blowback?
Well, if I see a reason to do political spending in the future, I will do it.
There you go. He's done enough. And you know what? I agree. He's done enough damage. He has done enough buying his way into an administration, wreaking complete and total havoc. And then sort of notice how nobody talks about Elon anymore. Trump doesn't talk about him. Reports are that Trump's thrilled that he's gone. David Faber from CNBC also interviewed Elon Musk and kind of bottom lined it as, was any of this worth it? Was the entire DOGE thing at all worthwhile?
My question is more about your work at DOGE, for example. Was that worth it? To the extent you are now, Elon, you were a somewhat divisive figure 2 years ago, but now you really are. I mean, there are people who love you, but there are a lot of people who dislike you, some of whom were your customers. And I wonder, was it worth the undertaking at DOGE and everything else that you've done and how outspoken you've been in terms of the things you believe in to antagonize so many potential buyers and or users of things like a robo-taxi?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, what I've learned is that legacy media propaganda is very effective at making people
No, you might be saying, wait a second. How does this answer the question? The answer is it doesn't.
believe things that aren't true.
What would an example of that be?
That I'm a Nazi, for example.
Right.
And how many legacy media publications, talk shows, whatever, try to claim that I was a Nazi because of some random hand gesture at a rally where all I said...
There's a bunch that could be said about this. First and foremost, was everything he did at DOGE worth it? And with no ability for introspection whatsoever, he just goes, the media is so bad. The media just made me look terrible. But the substance of the question is, was doing all of this worth it on the merits and with regard to his brands and his businesses? And just all he can say is, they called me a Nazi and it wasn't true. And then he even goes on further and he goes, everybody's made that hand gesture. Every politician has done that.
Try to claim that I was a Nazi because of some random hand gesture at a rally where all I said was that my heart goes out to you, and I was talking about space travel. And yet the legacy media promoted that as though that was a deliberate Nazi gesture, when in fact every politician, any public speaker who's spoken for any length of time has made the exact same gesture. And yet there's still people out there, and I've never harmed a single person.
No, listen, you know what, Elon? I wasn't.
Now you asked for an example.
I wasn't even going to talk to you about it because, in fact, I do know a number of people who are close to you, and I called them afterwards, and all of them, to a person, were like, "No way, no way."
Of course.
No, I called people after they said Elon's not a Nazi. This misses the point so dramatically that it's beyond words. And I know that Elon Musk sometimes struggles to sort of really articulate how he feels, but I don't think he's struggling here. I think he's making the connection when he is asked, was all of this worth the money, the time, the cost to your reputation and all of it? His view is, everything I did was awesome, but that damn media and mean people on social media, it's just because of them that it ended up this way. If that's your ability to kind of look at what you did and self-critique and evaluate, if that's the extent of it, then we're in real trouble here. But I think as far as the experiment goes, what a failed experiment the entire DOGE fiasco really was. After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book, is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got so broken. It's also about what's happening right now and what we can still do to stop things from getting worse. Trump's been back in power. The results have been even more catastrophic than many feared, with targeting of political opponents and gutting democratic institutions, laying the groundwork to even further consolidate power. But the thing is that none of this is inevitable. The same forces that brought us here can be countered if we understand how they work and what to do about them. And that's what the Echo Machine is all about. Some say that without corporate media backing, books like this can't succeed. I think we can prove them wrong. You can get the Echo Machine right now at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, or by calling any local bookstore and asking them to order it. This book is more important than ever. If you care about what happens next, and I do, check out The Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo.